Good morning, children. Let's start with lesson number 5 of social science, natural disasters. Now, before we know what is natural disaster, let's learn the meaning of disaster. Now, what is disaster? It is a sudden event such as flood, earthquake, cyclones, accidents, droughts, epidemics, or sudden explosion. These events often occur unexpectedly. Disaster which has a natural cause is called natural disaster. For example, earthquake, tsunami, flood, cyclone, drought, etc. In today's lesson, we will learn about earthquakes. First, we will see the meaning, followed by the reasons for the occurrence and what steps can be taken for precautions. So, now, what is the meaning of earthquake? Earthquakes are sudden vibrations inside the Earth's crust, causing a part of the Earth's surface to shake. Is the point inside the Earth where the vibration originates is called the epicenter, and the intensity of earthquake is measured through the instrument called seismograph. Now, let's see the reasons of occurrence. Here you can see before this what happens when an earthquake takes place. There is a crack in the road, buildings collapse, there is large scale destruction of man and life and property. Now, what is one of the first reason for the occurrence of earthquake is volcanic eruption. Now, as you can see in the picture, when volcanoes erupt, the lava oozes out and passes over a large area of land. This is extremely hot and causes vibration as well as cracks in the Earth's surface. The next is strike, slip, fault. You can see the picture. Two blocks are shifting. Now, what is the meaning of strike, slip, fault? It is due to heat and pressure in the interior of the Earth's crust that there is displacement of tectonic plates. As you can see, it is caused due to fault in which rock strata are displaced mainly in horizontal direction parallel to the line of fault. The image next to the picture is the real image of a land where you can see the land has displaced. The next reason is subduction, or you can say subduction zone, which is caused in an active subduction area. Look at the picture here. The subduction is, what is subduction first? Let's understand. Subduction is the region where one plate, that is the slab, moves under another. That is, you can see here the yellow arrow, which is one part of the land that has moved above the other land. This process results in convergent movement of two involved plates, which is known to generate earthquakes. Now, effects of earthquakes. Earthquakes cause loss of life and damage to property and infrastructure. You must have seen in documentaries where they have shown earthquakes caused in Bhuj in Gujarat and large scale destruction in Ahmedabad also. Then there is destruction of dams, bridges, roads, railways, power and communication network. which gets affected. Now, very important, children. First of all, if earthquake occurs, do not panic. If trapped in a building, you should immediately move from windows, mirrors, or any such structures that cause harm. You should move out of your house if you feel any tremor. Take shelter under a sturdy table if you are in the house. Switch off electricity and turn off gas cylinders to avoid any fires. Avoid using an elevator because if earthquake occurs, there may be some portion of the structure where you are living getting damaged. The elevator may stop due to electricity failure or any other reason. If outdoors, keep away from trees, signboards, buildings, poles, and electric wires. This is because the tremor is in the earth. So, if there is any movement in the earth's crust or the surface, any structure on it will get destroyed or damaged, and it may fall on you, and there may be damage to life. Remember, if an earthquake occurs, it doesn't mean it may not occur again. At many times, there is an aftershock. That is, there are earthquakes which occur afterwards again and again. So, precautions should be taken every time. And the last is very important that earthquake resistant structures, buildings, or houses should be built. Now, let's continue with the next natural disaster, that is volcanic eruption. First of all, let's understand the word volcano. What is a volcano? It refers to an opening in the earth's crust from which molten lava, rocks, fragments, ashes, dust, and gases are ejected from below the earth's surface. That is, when there is tremendous pressure developing in the interior of the earth's crust, the rocks and other substances get converted into molten form or liquefied form due to extreme heat. Now, children, I want you to take note of two words here which I have underlined. The word molten and the word from. Please make the correction of spelling in your textbook. What causes volcanoes to erupt? Let's understand. Now, the Earth's crust is made up of huge slabs called plates, which fit together like a jigsaw puzzle. These plates sometimes move. Between the Earth's crust and the mantle is a substance called magma, which is made of rock and gases. When two plates collide, one section slides on top of the other. The one beneath is pushed down. Magma is squeezed up between the two plates. So, let's now continue further with the first cause, that is high temperature in the interior of the earth. As you can see in this picture, the center of the earth is extremely hot. Imagine cutting the earth into two equal halves. Here you can see the interior is boiling hot. It's extremely high temperature. Now, what will happen if any closed object experiences this kind of a situation? It will try to make its way out due to extreme heat and pressure. So, the rocks and other material that is nearby the center will get heated up, and this will lead to extreme pressure in the interior trying to come out. The second is creation of magma. How is magma created? As you can see, the red-orange portion below in the picture, it is molten form of magma, rocks. This molten form of rock, that is the liquefied form of rock, gets converted and it will try to ooze out at the surface. As you can see, some particles are also coming out. The next cause or the reason for volcanoes to erupt is the creation of gases and vapor. Children, you must have observed when any water or any liquid is boiling, the lid tries to move up. That is due to the heat and the pressure created by the gases. In the same way, in the interior of the Earth's crust, when extreme heat is developed, there will be formation of gases and vapor. In the interior, in some parts of the Earth's crust, water also exists. Due to extreme heat, the water gets heated up and converted into vapor. Vapor tries to find its way out. As you can see in the picture, green form is the ash and vapor. So the gases try to come out, and when they try to come out, they cause explosion, which is in the form of a volcanic eruption. When this takes place, at times the small rocks which are burnt and are converted into ash also start oozing out, which are extremely harmful for the atmosphere. Now let's see the fourth reason, that is rising of magma towards Earth's surface. The semicircular portion which you can see in the picture below is the Earth's crust, the top portion. And the dark red magma is in the interior of the Earth. When magma is formed in the closed interior, due to extreme heat and pressure, it tries to force its way out at the surface of the Earth through an opening called the vent, through which lava comes out. Now, what is the difference between magma and lava? Children, magma is the molten form of rocks in the interior. Once when it comes out of the vent at the top, the yellow portion which you can see, it is known as lava. Let's further go to types of volcanoes. There are three types of volcanoes: the active volcano, dormant volcano, and the extinct volcanoes. Let's understand each one in detail. An active volcano is a volcano that has had at least one eruption during the past 10,000 years. That is, at least one volcano has erupted in 10,000 years. The second type is the dormant volcano. Dormant volcano is an active volcano that is not erupting but is supposed to erupt again. It is in the dormant form, means sleeping form. It may wake up anytime. That is, it may erupt anytime. And the third is the extinct volcano. The word extinct means not seen anymore. Okay. So, an extinct volcano has not had an eruption for at least 10,000 years and is not expected to erupt again in a comparable time scale of the future. Now, in India, we have one active volcano which is in the Andaman Nicobar Islands. Okay, after this, let's see what is the effect of volcanoes. Now, volcanoes can cause change in weather. For example, they can cause rain, thunder, or lightning. Sometimes they even kill people because the moving lava can cross the people living there or animals or plants. So even plants are destroyed. Another effect which is harmful is the falling of ashes. And the last one is earthquakes, which we have learnt in earthquake, that earthquakes are caused due to volcanic eruption. Now let's see, do volcanoes do anything good now? We have seen what are the ill effects. Now anything good you can see in these three pictures. The first picture shows the rock surface where little foliage, small grass is grown. The second one you can see still larger plants, and in the third it's an image of the Congo basin where the farmers have a very rich growth of crops. Now why is it so? See, it is because when the volcanoes erupt, whatever oozes out from the interior is very rich in minerals. When this volcano eruption, that is the lava, the magma, which is coming out in the form of lava, will cool down after several years and it will get converted into soil. In India, you can find this soil in Gujarat, parts of Maharashtra, MP and South. It is known as the black soil, which is extremely favorable for growing cotton. Okay, now do volcanoes, you will see that there are certain data which I can share. For example, the volcanic eruption in Indonesia in 1815, it had killed around 92,000 people. And another one, data which I would like to share is that the biggest volcano in the world is Mauna Loa in Hawaii Island, which is estimated to be about 80,000 cubic kilometers. Okay, children, do volcanoes do anything good? Another question now. Yes, they form diamonds. The lava that cools down inside the vent or the opening of the volcano, of an extinct volcano that is, which is not expected to explode in, has not exploded for past 10,000 years and not in future also. There in the vent region, you can find parts or traces of diamonds in the rocks. In the first picture, there is a rock in which diamond particles are embedded. And in the second picture, you can see the diamonds have been extracted, but they are still to be polished. So they are not given the final shape and luster. The next is lapilli. Now what is lapilli? When the volcano is erupting, the small rocks are thrown out during volcanic eruption, which you have seen in one of the pictures before. This is known as lapilli. This has been proved to be very useful as they can be molded easily because you can convert them into any shapes. So now next we will see tsunami in the next class.